Alrighty then, here we are, successful indie author, 5-minute focus. There's Stanley. Where's my neat little stand? Okay, there we go. Geez, you'd think I'd be more ready for this. I'll just hold it. Successful indie author, 5-minute focus, episode 334, chasing lists. You have to look at what is your business reason for chasing a list. Is it to stroke your ego or to make money? Both of these are valid because they serve a purpose for you, and nobody can manage your business better than you. So what is your purpose? You have to understand that before you head out on these adventures to make a list and get those letters. And what I mean by lists, I mean New York Times, USA Today, Wall Street Journal, and maybe London Times. The big media outlets that report on what are the biggest sales, and not necessarily that. What are the most popular books for this week? And it doesn't even need to be the most popular. They might just put whatever they want up there because New York Times, Blatty v. New York Times, went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the New York Times defense against not putting William James Blatty on the list for, I believe it was The Exorcist, was because it's curated content. This is an editorial. So their list is an editorial. You can sell 100,000 copies in a week, and you might not make the New York Times because it's an editorial. So that's a different goal in entirety, and generally takes the backing of one of the big publishers, the big four, in order to reach it, as well as certain channels for sales. Only those channels that report to those lists are counted. Generally, that does not include Amazon. USA Today does, but it also includes Apple, it includes Barnes & Noble, Nielsen Bookscan, those places where indie authors generally are not. So from a business perspective, is this what you want to do? Is this how you want to align your business and put all of your effort on these sales channels that you may not be using consistently after that? So is your ego worth your fortune? I want my letters. Okay, you can get them. You can go in a box set with 25 other authors, and you can all jam real hard trying to get those sales, and you can make the list. You're on it, and then you're off it. So you got your letters. Do they increase your sales? I've heard some people say yes. I've heard a lot more people say no. I can't see appreciable sales because of being on a box set list. Now, people who have chased the list on a solo effort have picked up readers because now it's your book, and it's your book in front of all these readers, because even if you don't make the list, you've still got a huge number of new readers. You might have sold 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 copies and didn't make the list. If you sell 4,000 copies of your book and it's a good book, you're going to pick up those readers. Now, but those sales channels, you probably need to be consistent with that. So wide might be your best effort. And after you've exploited wide and gotten what you could out of it, maybe then you go Kindle Unlimited. But that's, once again, it comes back to what are your business decisions? What are your business purposes for doing this? List runs are expensive. BookBub keeps advertising Andrew Watt and how he was able to make USA Today on his release with BookBub as a foundational element. But I believe Andrew spent an additional $10,000 to $20,000 in ads to make that list. Now, his books are good. He picked up those readers, so consistently he gets good sales with each new release because those readers are on board. So a very successful effort. However, it wasn't just BookBub. It wasn't just one thing or another. It was a consolidated effort at a high price to get where he wanted to go. But the payback is long-term in that he keeps every new book, lives up to the standards, and the readers come back and give him a read. So you can expand your readership, but it also kind of forces you into the wide channels. Now, yeah, you can come back into KU after you've done the wide channels, whatever your business decisions, business goals are. So you look at the list. the top 10 is almost always the same kind of people, the same efforts, the same books that get pushed really, really hard by their publishers. And you might see an indie pop up in there for a short amount of time and then drop out. And it's okay. It's okay. That's them. That's their business models. That's the right decisions for them. But for you, is it the right decision to spend that kind of money to get where you think you need to be? I focus 100% on getting the sales, especially since I'm Amazon exclusive. I have no desire to chase any lists. Yes, I like getting the orange banner on my books in Amazon. Good, but there's a number attached to that. There's a value that is dollar bills that comes with that. Orange tag is neat, but the dollar bills are better because they pay the bills. All right. Hopefully that helps. So chasing lists, just understand your business purpose for doing it. Is it business? Is it ego? What is that reason? What are you willing to spend? And what is your long-term interest? Peace, fellow humans.